Hello, friends, and welcome to your daily Detroit live stream. So we're a little bit later than usual.
It's my fault.
Blame it on Norris.
It's my fault. I had stuff going on, so I'm sorry, guys. And I know we usually try to get the show in before everybody is in the car picking up kids and in rush hour. But maybe this is a good opportunity.
Well, I mean, we're here. We're still
Yeah.
getting it done. And the great thing is the podcast doesn't care because as long as it's done by tomorrow.
Yeah, but I'm just saying for people who like to watch the live stream and see our beautiful faces.
You know, I've always thought I had a face for radio, but you're very kind.
No, you're a handsome man.
Thank you. We already got people in the chat.
Yeah.
Mr. 1213, good afternoon.
Friend of the show, Mr. 1213. Yes, a tank.
We're working on it. We're going to talk about it in a little bit because somehow, and I'm going to talk about this more on the show, but it is legal in Michigan to own a tank.
Yeah, we're gonna go all through it. But yes, you can, tank or Bradley fighting vehicle or, anything like that. I would love to drive a tank at least once.
I would love to fire a tank.
Yeah, me too. Like, okay.
I feel like this is some Texas stuff.
Have you
I feel like
ever-
we could probably do this somewhere in Texas.
It's just completely. I got too excited about tanks and squeezed the thing. Here's how I feel. Have you ever seen the movie GoldenEye?
Yes, of course.
Do you know where he drives the tank through the streets of St. Petersburg?
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to do that?
Also, I love the video game GoldenEye.
First of all, who doesn't? Second of all, Pierce Brosnan. I got a hot take. Pierce Brosnan, best James Bond.
You know what? Pierce Brosnan was also even good. What is the
Thomas Crown.
Yeah, he was also good, even though he wasn't being James Bond. He was still very good.
It's basically the same guy.
I know. Josh Uniewski, I, for one, welcome the late starts. 2 to 3 tends to be really busy in the office on Tuesdays for some reason. Well, we're here to rebel against your 2 to 3 on Tuesdays. But hey, we're here.
Yeah, we're here. We are here.
Thank you for the share, Mr. 1213.
We really appreciate it. And, for anybody else out there, feel free to share the show out with your friends. And don't forget to follow us on all of our social medias. That's YouTube, Facebook, Instagram.
And if you don't follow the podcast that we do every day, you should do that.
That's a big
I keep
part.
forgetting that, the main thing is the podcast. So Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you download your shows. I just dropped a new episode with Mr. Justin Onwenu, friend of the show, who is running for State Senate District 1.
That's right. That's one of your downriver districts. All around nice guy. All around nice guy.
Stina says he should have been Bond in at least 2 more movies and no Timothy Dalton. I'd co-sign on that. I agree.
I kind of like Timothy Dalton.
All right, I would have loved to seen an Idris Elba.
Because he has the Timothy Dalton has the really campy James Bond.
And I appreciate that as somebody who likes campy Batman.
Yeah, exactly. So
But come
I
on,
don't mind.
Idris Elba would have been
No,
perfect.
he would have been a great James Bond. Absolutely. We all know this.
I think he got robbed.
Of course he did.
Just like I think LeVar Burton got robbed as, I think he should, I liked him as host
Yeah.
of Jeopardy.
Yeah.
But I mean, the current host is great too. I'm not so mad at that.
Ken,
Yes.
he's all right.
I'm on board.
I would have liked LeVar Burton way more.
Can we split the job?
Yeah, just have one guy take Tuesdays and you have him do Monday, Tuesday, and then you have Ken do Thursday, Friday, and then on Wednesdays you have a celebrity host.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you cared about Jeopardy at all.
Jeopardy is one of the few game shows that I actually think has intrinsic educational value.
I always learn something.
Jeopardy is arguable. Of course, Wheel of Fortune teaches people how to spell, but half the country's dyslexic. So it's been rough on Wheel of Fortune for a while.
Mr. 1213 called the shot. I knew that Pierce Brosnan would make a great James Bond way back during his Remington Steele.
Oh, man. My Pops has all the Remington Steele DVDs.
You know who's here? Mr. Duckett.
Mr. Duckett. What up, though? Yeah, I know they split it for a while, but didn't she get ousted for being kind of
I don't.
politically weird? I think she was anti-vax or something. Yeah, but Remington Steele, man, yeah. Yeah. See, he was typecasted as that guy for a while. It's like secret agent man. Secret
Agent man. That's
wow.
hilarious.
We're terrible. So old. But yeah. So yeah, that's what they didn't let him out of his contract. I remember that. Yeah, I mean, listen, I think the Brosnan era James Bonds tonally are some of the best for James Bond. Obviously, I think the best is GoldenEye. They got progressively worse. But GoldenEye is pretty good. GoldenEye's really good, actually.
Yes. Yeah, I gotta get that on. I gotta play that somehow.
I
love that.
All the Bond movies are on Netflix now.
Oh, that's right.
All of them. So you get back and watch. Outside of GoldenEye, my favorite James Bond movie, which is The Man with the Golden Gun.
Okay.
Love that movie. That gun is so bad. the what do you call it? Costuming, I suppose. Like
props?
Yeah, props. There we go. Yeah, like prop. Oh, the prop for that gun is terrible. But it's Christopher Lee as Scaramanga. And
see, Josh knows. Josh is on board.
Yeah. Come on, man. We all know that song. But anyway, we got an action-packed show for you today.
We definitely do. Speaking of Netflix, Bridgerton, says Stina.
Never got into Bridgerton. I don't know why. I have no idea why. I know there's a ton of people I know that love Bridgerton. I don't know. It just never stuck. Maybe because there's not enough, like, I don't know, violence.
You need that action, don't you?
A little bit sometimes. There are some shows I can watch that have minimal violence, but I feel like there's nothing at stake sometimes.
Okay, so I have a weird question for you then. What do you think of the Great British Baking Show?
I don't.
Okay. See, I love that show.
No, I don't get. No, see, first of all, let me explain something to you. If I'm gonna watch a cooking competition show, I want to watch a cooking competition show that has super duper real stakes. I'm watching Iron Chef.
Okay? I mean, I love Iron Chef. I love Iron Chef.
The OG Iron Chef with the bad dubbing and everything from '99. That's the best Iron Chef.
My food TV splurge is I love Great Food Truck Race. I can't get enough of it.
I heard it was pretty good. But again, I want 5-star Michelin awarded chefs cooking a random ingredient and making it look beautiful.
Stina says that there is very little at stake.
That's what I'm saying. Like, has there been a war in Bridgerton yet? Like, has there been a like two people got to get together because like they're trying to avoid a war? I don't know. You know, so I would like to know, but yeah, it just feels like it's just a bunch of, you know, rich people fornicating, which, I mean, we can find that out in real life. Like, I just want to know, is anybody gonna stab anybody? Is what I want to know.
Oh, so were you into Game of Thrones then?
Absolutely.
Of course you were.
Absolutely. Listen, I love my fictional world to be dour and have no hope. Right? And then suddenly hope springs from, you know, a random source. You know.
And then wackiness ensues.
Hilarity ensues. That's what I love about Game of Thrones, yes.
All right. Well, if this is your first time here, first, welcome everybody who is in the chat. You're absolutely awesome. So if this is your first time here, this is how we do it. We record our daily podcast live in front of you all.
That's right.
Talking about the stories around Metro Detroit. Please feel free to chime in. Add your thoughts as we go along with this thing. However, I will likely not reply until afterward, mostly because this is a show that we're doing for audio. And so we're like, hey, chat, in the middle of an audio thing, it'll be very distracting to our listeners who are driving their cars and all the way around town. But please put your questions in there. We can hop back in there, have more discussions, all of that. It'll be pretty good. Mr. 1213, before we jump into it, I'll make sure we're all taken care of. Mr. 1213, I think that Noel Clarke would make a better James Bond. I like Idris, but he's too mainstream.
What's that supposed to mean? What is too mainstream? What is too mainstream? Pierce Brosnan was mainstream before he was James Bond. What are we talking about?
I could see this. I mean, he's got the look.
Let me see.
He's got the look.
Nah,
No?
I want Idris. Cause you gotta understand. See that guy. He may be a great actor and he could be cool, but you gotta understand. James Bond is supposed to be certified panty dropper. Okay, he's supposed to walk into the room, and the ladies is supposed to go, "Oh my God."
I am not one who would be any good at trying to determine that fact.
I got a lot of homegirls, and every generation of woman that I know finds Idris Elba to be very attractive. Every generation. From my youngest sister all the way up to like my great auntie. You talking about 4 generations, dog. Could you imagine being
4
attractive?
generations of Howard women
Could you
find Idris
imagine-
Elba attractive.
Could you imagine? And that includes all my friends. Could you imagine being attractive to 4 generations of women? That's him. That's special.
Stina makes the point, and I agree, that Daniel Craig is very mainstream.
He was super mainstream. Super mainstream. Even though I think he brought something very different to James Bond, and I actually really appreciated it. He brought brought physicality to the work, to the character that we hadn't seen before.
Yes. So what we will do is get into the show. As I said, put your chat in there. We'll be glad to talk about all these stories. We may get a little bit ridiculous today.
It's silly season. It's got to be today, this week. It's been a lot of other stuff coming out, and we need this palate cleanser, y'all.
We need to do something with that, right?
Yeah.
All right. So get a rundown together. Get a recording together. Everybody ready? All right. Bob. All right. We are going to be recording on the audio. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, friends, and welcome to your daily Detroit, sharing what to know and where to go in Southeast Michigan. It is Wednesday, February 4th, 2026, coming to you from our studio in Techtown. Hold on one second. I am hearing a high-pitched whine.
It is out here, though.
It's out here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll pick up in the recording.
It will, because I can hear it in my headphones.
Hold on, everybody be quiet. So weird.
That is. I wonder what that is. Got to be great live television. I don't know if you guys can hear it on the stream.
Hold on. You hear it? Are we like dogs and could just hear a frequency that other people can't? Do you hear it, producer? Oh, well, I mean, is there something going on down the way?
Really?
Oh.
All right, well, there's not going to be much I can do about that.
Oh, Stina says they can't hear it on stream.
Okay, good.
So if they can't hear it, let's rock with it.
Okay. We'll do a recut.
Yep.
And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone, and welcome to your daily Detroit, sharing what to know and where to go in Southeast Michigan. This is your show for Wednesday, February 4th, 2026. I am Jer Stays, coming to you from our studio at Techtown. Across the table from me is none other than West Side royalty himself, the Prince of Brightmoor, Norris Howard. How are you?
I am doing absolutely excellent, Jer. And you know what? I read through the grapevine that it might be warming up soon.
Really?
Yeah, next week we talking about almost the 40s, my guy.
We're going to be able... You know what I saw? Over the weekend? A white man running in shorts.
It's over.
In the 20s.
It's over. It's over. It's over, man. But even though Punxsutawney Phil did say that we supposed to have more winter, but guess what? Doesn't matter.
Punxsutawney Phil is full of it. He is full of it. Look at the data. I went through and I looked at the data.
Yeah, it's not real.
It's like between 30 and 40% correct. He's not even read half the time.
We should stop using groundhog.
We should almost reverse it.
Yeah.
If we reversed whatever his prediction is, he would actually be more accurate.
Dang, ain't that crazy? Maybe we should pick another animal. Maybe we should have Giraffe Day.
I mean, it would be a very long shadow. Also, like, how many giraffes do we have? We got to go to the Detroit Zoo?
Who says we got it? Because they do that in Pennsylvania. Punxsutawney Phil's in Pennsylvania.
So do we need a Pennsylvanian giraffe?
Nah, we could just not use Pennsylvania at all. We could just find somewhere else with another animal that's more accurate.
I would love to know what could be considered a more accurate animal.
A bird, probably, of some sort.
Some sort of bird that knows something.
Or salmon.
But we can't, you can't, have you ever measured the shadow of a salmon? Is that a thing?
No, but we could just say based on how fast they run back to their spawning grounds. And then that's how we know if we're going to have more winter or not.
Interesting. Well, if there is an animal you think we should replace Punxsutawney Phil with, we shouldn't do it with AI, though.
No, absolutely not.
We shouldn't outsource his job.
No, this
Keep it
has to be
local.
this has to be a living and breathing animal.
Give him a good retirement package.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just we got to do it, man. We got to do it.
Well, it will be warm enough that I think probably somebody's going to get out, a barbecue or
Somebody
something?
going to barbecue.
You know they are.
You know somebody going to barbecue
I'm on
because
the east side. They're going to barbecue.
you already know is somebody right now who has been upset that all they can do is go to Sweetwater. And so-
You know, I know it's a little bit warmer over the weekend. You know how I knew? A lot more weed in the air.
That's true. That is also an indicator on how nice it is outside.
How high is the temperature?
Yeah, if you open your window and you smell it immediately in the neighborhood, it's nice out. Now, if you got to go onto a major thoroughfare, might be a little chilly. If you don't smell it at all, cold.
Summer, driving down Harper Avenue in the summer, the mingling of barbecue and weed, choice.
Great pairing. Wine and cheese.
It's the wine and cheese of the hood.
Wine and cheese in the hood.
That is amazing. All right, we're going to get into some stories around town. Some of this is interesting and important. Some of it's just wild, especially because I read in the Detroit Free Press, because I didn't even know I needed this news, that it is legal to own a tank in Michigan.
Oh my God. First of all, we saw this story and I think immediately we said we have to talk about this. So it is legal in the state of Michigan as long as it is registered with the ATF as a destructive device.
Now, if you have decommissioned it, though, you don't have to register it.
Yeah.
Like if you just have the gun barrel but no active gun.
Yeah, but if you got the whole thing, it's got to be registered as a destructive device. But this is hilarious to me. Like the fact that you could own a tank. And we have streets wide enough to drive tanks on, by the way, in Detroit.
Oh, here's the other thing. Who was the assignment editor that said to this reporter, I mean, I want to ask specifically Keenan Thompson, how did this come to be, Keenan? Like,
Yeah.
Did somebody just email you in the morning? Did somebody go up to you and be like, hey, man, today you're going to write about if it's legal to own a tank? And there's no news hook. There's it's like very non sequitur.
Yeah.
It's almost a Mad Libs of stories.
But you know what? That is what local news can be for a lot. And that's why I don't want us to ever lose the news in the free press because we need stories like this. Now, obviously, you cannot drive them on public roads. They are registered off-road vehicles because they're too heavy.
But what about other vehicles? For instance, like something with 6 or 8 wheels, like an armored personnel carrier.
I would love one of those too. I really would.
Which one would you want? Would you want a tank or an APC?
An APC would be more functional and you actually could like drive it on roads.
Imagine going to the
exist.
club in the APC.
But see, everybody think I was gang squad and get scared. And so
That's
I don't
fair.
want to terrorize my own neighborhood. But a tank, that's different.
Should Daily Detroit get a tank or should we get an APC?
Both.
An armored podcasting carrier.
I'd be totally okay with an armored podcasting carrier. And
Thicker plates, the sound
yeah.
should be better.
soundproof and be amazing. It'd basically be a Faraday box, so no RF signals would be able to penetrate it, so we wouldn't have to deal with weird noises. We
Or those guests that forget to turn off the ringer on their phone.
all of that, man. It would be phenomenal to have that, man. It would be able to take all the potholes. Potholes would be nothing to an APC.
Oh, yeah. It would also get a lot of attention. I mean, people would come to it.
Yeah.
Right? We would get new signups. I'm not sure. Oh, wouldn't it be funny if we parked the APC next to our Pride Arch at Ferndale Pride?
That might be
And then,
scary.
like, cover it in streamers,
Okay, yes.
Like,
Or do
cover
like
it
a
in
like a
streamers.
rainbow paint job.
dancers.
Yeah, that'd be great. Now that would be cool. We get some dancers to dance on top of the APC, and then we open the back while we do the podcast, and so people could like walk in.
This-
and like, this is a great idea.
This has potential.
This is
So
a
if
great
anyone
idea.
wants to fund a Daily Detroit APC, dailydetroit@gmail.com. We're taking donations. All right. This one I wanted to mention because it's a bit of good news. That Detroit was named City of the Year 2026 by Wallpaper Magazine. This is a design award. And what they say is, quote, once a byword for urban distress, the Motor City is undergoing a fresh wave of regeneration driven by progressive developers, design distinctions, and dynamic investment.
I'm gonna tell you what they missing. People. They're missing people. All right. Like, one thing I do love about the city is that, you know, we have seen this wave of new investment and people who really, truly, and honestly have invested well and want to see the city be more vibrant. But at the end of the day, it's the people that have hung on and stuck around or moved here and put the work in order to really make Detroit kind of have this renaissance, for lack of a better term. So even though I think this is cool and it talks a lot about the new architecture and the new design elements that have gone into a lot of these new buildings like the Book Tower and the Hudson's and Michigan Central and all that, I think we should highlight the people of Detroit way more.
I 100% agree. But I also want to call out, there is a spot that they mention here that everybody should go to if you're downtown, and you mentioned the Book Tower. That inside lobby has been redone, but you don't understand the detail and care that was put in until you go up to that third floor mezzanine up by the glass roof, the glass dome. It is stunning, especially as someone who remembers the Book Tower. And I remember seeing this dome from the other side when the Book Tower was half empty, full of pigeons and like dead birds on the floor.
Yeah.
With the windows busted out. And for me, seeing that versus here and the amount of care put into it, they didn't just like schlock it up there. I absolutely love that. And so I'll put a link to this in the show notes. But I do co-sign and agree with you
Yeah.
that the people, especially, you know, everyone who's like, you know, it's not always easy to stay here.
It hasn't been traditionally. As a matter of fact, man, I was at a restaurant earlier today and ran into a lady, just sat down at the bar and struck up a conversation. She had moved here from Chicago many years ago and was telling me the story of her business and basically said, like, I would only be able to do this business in Detroit. And I hear stories like that over and over and over again, especially over the last decade. And I just think the more we talk about Detroit's revitalization, we need to do even more, not just us here at Daily Detroit, but just across the board on reporting about the people that have made these things possible.
For sure, for sure. Let's do another more positive story before we get into some more serious stuff. There's some news out of Corktown. The Boys and Girls Club of Greater Detroit has opened a brand new club inside Michigan Central. Now, they're saying that this isn't your typical after-school hangout. It is a first-of-its-kind model in the country that puts Detroit youth ages 14 to 24 right in the middle of one of the city's biggest innovation hubs. This is a 15,000-square-foot space inside the station, and it's designed to give young people access to networks, mentors, and companies working in tech, design, and mobility. And it's backed by Apple, StockX, the foundations of Usher and Big Sean, and it is part of a $30 million overall effort. I love to see, again, about investing in the people.
That's right.
And seeing that in Michigan Central, because so often it's all about, and rightly so when we toured Michigan Central, even before it opened, the physical plant is beautiful, but to see people using it, that's the key.
Not only seeing people use it, is that it takes this beyond just like a corporate campus, right? Which is what we didn't want to see, right? Even though it was great to see jobs and it was great to see people in Corktown spending money and all this other stuff, at the end of the day, it's such a large campus and such a large building, there was going to be opportunities to do even more about it. And seeing something like this, as somebody who has been, you know, director of an after-school program, I can tell you it takes a lot of work to run them, but it's some of the most fulfilling work you can do. And seeing this where a lot of these types of folks are going to be able to work and talk very closely with professionals, get mentored by professionals, have the access to the technologies that normally you would have to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to get access to. It is really wonderful. And to see the names backing this is incredible. And I'm very excited to see. I can't wait to go check it out for myself.
Let's use the cheesiest of Motor City segues and change gears. I knew it was coming, right? So there is a proposal now to make it so that lawmakers' offices only purchase U.S. union-made cars. Michigan Democrats Haley Stevens and Alyssa Slotkin are introducing the Make Congress Drive Union-Made Act, or McDUMA.
No, thank you.
Which would require lawmakers to use their official budgets exclusively for U.S. union-made vehicles. The legislation has earned an endorsement from the UAW, though the union has not yet backed a candidate in the competitive Democratic primary for Michigan's open Senate seat. Despite the labor support, the bills face a difficult path to passage, as they currently lack Republican co-sponsorship in the GOP-controlled Congress. I know that this likely isn't going to happen, but I wanted to discuss this a little bit because I got some feelings, even though I understand the sentiment.
This is just, to me, one of those things that reeks of, let me do a slightly pointless thing so I can say I did a thing. That's what it feels like to me. Because ultimately, right, the beast, right, what the president drives in is a Cadillac. Most fleet vehicles in government, whether you be in Detroit or Michigan or anything like that, are U.S. made. And the majority of cars that are U.S. made are union made. So you kind of are already there. To legislate it, I think, makes it a bit strange. But also, why not just focus on making the U.S. auto industry better, right? We've already gutted so much legislation that actually was helping the auto industry stay afloat, be globally competitive, make the vehicles that people were excited to drive, push the technology forward, so on and so forth. And now you're saying, yeah, but just make lawmakers drive, Cadillacs.
I appreciate the sentiment. However, my fear always with these things is that when you eliminate competition, you drive up prices.
Yep.
And people start to get a little bit lazy, right? Like, I think there should be a competitive bidding process. And honestly, okay, here's a question for you. What if you represent a district where Toyota has a plant?
And now that becomes a fraught relationship, and that plant is employing, 15,000 people in your district or whatever.
I believe in the talent of union workers, and they should be able to compete directly. Honestly, I guess for me, I highlight this is that, like, as I said, I get the sentiment, but I feel like there's a lot of things we could be working on right now.
Yeah, and that's my thing. I'm not against, the idea. I'm not against people wanting to support unions and people wanting to support U.S. manufactured vehicles. I just think, again, it just smells to me of just let me show that I did a thing, even though it doesn't really change much.
Now, we've talked a little bit about possible changes across the border when it comes to the automotive industry. There are some actual changes, according to a new report by the Trillium Network, saying that Canada's vehicle production has dropped significantly over the last decade, from 2.3 million vehicles in 2016 to 1.2 million in 2025, mostly because the big three automakers have drastically reduced their local manufacturing and employment. In contrast, Japanese companies like Toyota and Honda have maintained a consistent presence, now accounting for the vast majority of cars assembled in the country, from 44% in 2016 to 77% in 2025 in terms of all cars produced. While industry experts debate the impact of new investments and tariffs, analysts suggest the Canadian government should focus its upcoming automotive strategy on rewarding companies that demonstrate a long-term commitment to Canadian production. I think this locks into playing a game where we think that China should come into that market, and being aggressive towards Canada is more fraught than I think people think sometimes.
It's not just more fraught. And this is what I was trying to explain when we talked about Over the past month, we've seen Canada and France and other nations talking about basically moving away from sort of the American global financial hegemony, for lack of a better word, right? I know that's a big word not a lot of people use every day, but just the dominance of American goods and culture globally.
Is hegemony going along with matriculate in the Norris Book of Words?
No, because it's really hard to use in a normal sentence. But and this is part of that. It wasn't so much about the Chinese market or Canada being open to the Chinese market. It was the Canada being open to the global market because America has left a power vacuum. And that's what we're seeing right now through its tariff policy, through the posturing, the saber rattling, through people feeling like they can't trust this administration, through business leaders basically taking a stance one way or another. What you're doing is now our closest trade partner is openly saying, you don't dedicate enough to us, and therefore we will go find other partners. Canada, they do not have to be loyal to us. They don't. No nation has to be loyal to us. We have been able to foster good relationships through trade and also military power and being able to kind of be top dog through it. And now we've seeded that. So I would not be shocked if we see the big three in the next couple of years really start to kind of bite their nails a little bit, because as we know, Japan can make it fast and make it cheap.
Ford denied the report, but did you see that thing where there was the rumor that Ford and Xiaomi were doing negotiations?
Yeah, I did.
That's interesting.
I mean, at this point,
and I don't know if it's true or not, but
I don't either.
I wonder if, sometimes when something bubbles up, I think that's very interesting. Well,
yeah.
I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. dailydetroit@gmail.com. On this last one, I want to open up the floor to people, to your ideas, but also to our listeners at dailydetroit@gmail.com or 313-789-3211. And specifically, Crain's Detroit Business is reporting that Michigan is aging at a much faster rate than other states. In 2001, Michigan was the 29th oldest state in the U.S. By 2024, we are now the 14th oldest. Healthcare is now our largest industry, and our overall incomes, even adjusted for inflation and cost of living, are down as well. Now, I've talked about this time and time again through various ways. I want to say, here's the issue. Why don't we start talking about ourselves, some solutions? What could we do? Not just young talent, but I would say any career age talent, right? Mm-hmm. Because this is saying older people. These are people at the retirement age. Mm-hmm. We still, I hope we still have some tread left on our tires, Norris Howard.
I would say I got quite a bit of tread left on the tires, yeah.
So let's talk about and open the floor. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about ourselves, open it up to other people to circle back to. But what could be some things that we tangibly do? And, we can't change the weather, right? We can't change the weather. Let's talk about what we can do.
Yeah.
Because this is a problem.
I think one of the big things that you could do is there's a piece of legislation that's not completely written out and thought out yet, but it's called MyCare, which basically would create state-level Medicare for every citizen in Michigan. You create something like that, essentially what you do is you eliminate one of the biggest financial burdens for families in the state. And you would get quite a few people to move here. Because for me, when you make the very act of giving birth one of the most expensive things you can do in your life, that really deters people from wanting to have children. And then you go into childcare, then you go into private school or public school. Then you have all these, it's just money, 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 money. And why not get to a point where we can eliminate one of those big things, which then gives you a little bit more wiggle room to do all the other stuff. I think that is a doable thing right now. I believe it's Carrie Reingans in the state legislature that has initially proposed it. But that's a tangible thing that does exist and is trying to get some traction in the Michigan legislature.
I just want to keep the conversation going by saying we should be open to change.
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing because sometimes when I talk to folks, they don't want to admit that this is an issue or that, well, we're just going to do tourism or whatever. And we should do tourism. Michigan's a beautiful state.
Yeah.
But I think an idea that just because we need to work on something, that doesn't mean that we're terrible. Right? I feel like there's like this binary going on with a lot of the discussion oftentimes.
I mean,
And an insecurity.
I feel that, I mean, there's an insecurity because it's something to be insecure about. I mean, we just got to spit the reality when it comes to this. I mean, you can't go from one of the top, 20 youngest states in the country to one of the top 15 oldest and think that everything is working the way it's supposed to, because it's not. I think we are not fostering families the way we should. We're not supporting young people. And that's another big thing that we got to talk about, is that most people who probably in other generations that would be having kids, they're not, because they can't afford it.
Or, I mean, honestly, they go to some other states. When Daily Detroit started as a blog in the back of Nancy Whiskey, the only person that's left and still here is producer Cheyenne.
Mm-hmm.
The entire original crew moved to Chicago and New York and other places.
Right.
And I still miss them. And it was really great doing some of that stuff. But like the clock ran out on them and their career paths because, for instance, the independent solar stuff was killed when it came to
The film credits.
Some of the marketing stuff. Like, we need to create some consistency here. And I don't know if those people are ever going to come back. I think about that when people say, well, it's not. I watched it happen. I watched super talented people who do that stuff, right?
Oh, so did I.
And so we should face it head on. And I think we need to do more than just like the Growing Together Council report, which unfortunately seems like it's going to be on a shelf, right?
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see what practical solutions, and I really think a lot of it's going to have to be on the ground. I just don't think government's going to do this. I mean, I think that your suggestion, what you're talking about, is something they can do.
Yeah.
But overall, I think it's up to all of us to create the conditions and opportunities to try to make all of that stuff happen. So I'm opening the floor to people, 313-789-3211 or dailydetroit@gmail.com for your suggestions on pushing Detroit and Michigan forward. All right, we're going to end it here. Thank you so much, Norris Howard. I really appreciate you.
Hey, I appreciate you. Thanks for having me on as usual.
Absolutely. As always, make sure to sign up as a member. Local media requires local support to continue on and thrive. So patreon.com/Daily Detroit. Become a member, get a sticker pack, get a rocks glass, get our undying thanks. We got a new episode of Off the Record, Off the Rails, a very special guest posting after I finish recording the show. I'm going to get posting on the Patreon so you can check it out. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but I think you'll find it fun.
It's a secret.
But it'll be fun. So for now, I am Jer Stays.
And I'm Norris Howard.
Remember that you are somebody, and we'll see you around Detroit. Talk tomorrow. And we're clear. All right, in the chat.
Fantastico.
Thank you, James, for
Fantastico.
telling us looking and sounding good. I really appreciate that, because sometimes when you hear those things, you don't know if the filter got it or not.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Stina, there is a Michigan groundhog test.
That's knockoff.
Where is the Michigan groundhog?
I don't know, but it's knockoff. It ain't Punxsutawney Phil. All right? Which Punxsutawney Phil are we on now? It's got to be about the 29th Phil.
Phil the 14th.
Yeah, it's a lot. How long do groundhogs even live?
I have no idea.
Probably like
Chat.
Chat. How long do groundhogs live?
Mr. 1213, it said that we have a brand new bridge waiting to open that was built by Canada. That is true. In fact, when I was at the Detroit Policy Conference, and you can see the video that Norris, Devin, and I recorded up on YouTube, I interviewed the head of the engineering firm, the head of the Detroit office for the engineering firm that built the bridge. So we're going to be talking about North America's longest cable stay suspension bridge on Daily Detroit. A whole episode getting real nerdy about it. The
Super
custom
nerdy.
Did you know that there's like a bike and walking specific custom station that's like a little bit bigger than this table?
I'm really excited to use that.
That's going to be a thing.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm very excited to use it.
It's going to be
Like being able to walk to Canada.
Yeah,
And right there at Sandwich Town too was a really cool neighborhood.
that would be fun.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
And no, they are not known for great sandwiches. It's just a cool
They
area.
should be. Get Carlos Parisi on the phone.
Yeah, let's get them.
Also, Mr. 1213, Michigan have to become a state that the younger generation would be attracted to. One thing is limitless mobility without having to own a car. Improve on regional transit. Yeah.
We know. Listen, you already know. We know.
We know. We all know.
You already know. We know.
We just need to get it started somewhere.
Yeah, I mean,
Even
listen,
if it's not everywhere, we got to start it.
The transit thing to me is it's one of those chicken egg conversations where you got to ask yourself, like, is it really more so about is it really more so about getting people who are into this thing, or are we more so into building the thing so it benefits the people already here? I think the thing that I don't like when I hear the transit conversation is that it's all about, oh, let's just, young people from elsewhere would only come to Detroit because we would have transit. And I'm like, nah, man.
I think part of the sell should be that it helps us too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That should be part of the
it's got
sell.
to be
It's
part
not
of
just
the
like a
sell.
hipster train.
Yeah, it's got to be part of the sell that it's like, dude, we're a cool place and we also have stuff.
Doc Darrow, I wish the guy with the top hat come and get this groundhog out of my backyard. You know what? I had a groundhog in the North End. And when I moved out, I unfortunately found him unalived in the street.
Damn.
And I was real sad because he came up higher than my knee. He was huge. He was chunky. He stole all of my green peppers.
But you loved him.
I did. I had a respect for him.
Yeah.
His shiesty self.
But you loved him.
I did. And I thought about him over the weekend because what I went to was Keep Growing Detroit's orientation on farming at home and urban gardens. They're doing a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, they are. And you know, what I love about Detroit is that we have that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like when I was talking to somebody not too long ago, I think a few weeks ago, and one of the main things they asked me, they were like, so I heard that there's farms in Detroit. I was like, oh yeah, there's like plenty actually. They were like, word? I was like, yeah, there's actually one downtown. They were like, what? I'm like, yeah, right next to the casino. They were like, I've seen, the white dome thing, da-da-da-da. I was like, yeah, that's a garden. I was like, yeah, it's a farm. I was like, we got that. We got farms. We got bees. We got it all.
Bees in the D.
Yeah.
Had them on the show.
Yep.
That was fun. That's a fun couple.
Yeah, we got there's Brightmoor bees.
We have we have a number of listeners that are beekeepers themselves across the region, not just in the city.
Yeah, we really love the bees in Southeast Michigan. And so I love that we do that kind of stuff, which also means, it's of course the groundhogs and the moles and the muskrats and the beavers and all that kind of stuff are going to find a nice home around these parts.
I was so happy. I was at a riverfront event thing, and a beaver just came walking down the path like he owned the place, and everybody parted like he was Moses the Beaver. It was great.
He had riz, didn't he?
He had so much. Everyone was taking pictures.
He was just like, I got it. I know. I got it. Yeah, beavers. A beaver is an animal that every time I see one, I'm like, man, what a good day today.
I'm going to circle back on the groundhogs, but Stina says, I need to get in touch with Keep Growing Detroit this year. I have a raised bed I need to really use this summer. Absolutely. The membership, if you're a city resident, is only like $15.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing. You can get seats and stuff like that. They also have like deep discounts if you want to start a raised bed. Well, they'll give you like the parts, which is very cool. Tina also mentions that in captivity with proper care and no predators, they can often reach 10 to 14 years old. Otherwise, in the wild, 2 to 6 years. You know what? This groundhog that was in the wild, I think he was at least 6 years old because I met him at the pandemic when the pandemic started.
Yeah,
he was my nemesis.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was in his time.
Damn. That sucks, man.
And then, of course, Cena says, and then we need to make sure things like snow is removed from the current transit systems. Well, yes, and also the sidewalks. That is a thing. I have to walk in the street in my neighborhood now.
Yeah, that's rough. I always wonder that because again, you motivate people by fear. And what I was told when I was young by my parents is that if we don't shovel the snow, somebody's going to fall and we're going to get sued and we're going to be in the poorhouse. So that's how I got motivated to go and shovel the snow every night.
Oh, out front of my place, but everywhere else it's not.
Well, and we had neighbors, like we had elderly neighbors and stuff, and so every now and then I would like just, like they're a little walkway every now and then. But for the most part, my neighborhood was pretty good. But yeah, I see some other parts that I'm like, dang, bro, it's a wrap. If you step over there, you falling.
And Stina says that her brother would trap the ones in his backyard and then go release them down in Riverside Park, which is a very nice dog park, by the way.
But you can't do that. That's his hood. You don't know what groundhogs over there. They could be nemesis.
The groundhog in my neighborhood lived in an old abandoned liquor store.
That's like when the police would pick up somebody who was a Crip and then drive them across town into a blood neighborhood. You can't do that. You can't just be dropping the groundhog into a random neighborhood. You don't know. All right? You don't know if his team is out there. You don't know what kind of support he got. If they rivals. You don't know. You can't just do that. You got to drop them off in your neighborhood, just somewhere else.
I'm speechless. I am speechless.
I'm just saying, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that to any old animal, man. If you got an animal that's in your neighborhood and you want it out your yard, you got to drop it off in your same neighborhood.
Bat D2 says, I have a groundhog in New Center. Love the little buddy. Here's the thing, Bat D2, because the North and the New Center are close to each other, I want to believe they're family. Maybe this is the son of my groundhog or cousin.
Or cousins, yeah, probably cousins.
Cousins, because they're in the same area. I want to believe the spirit of my guy is going on with yours.
And that's why he living such a fruitful life,
Set out a pepper for him or something.
Yeah, give him
for me.
Set out a pepper for him and see how he feeling, man. Because listen, I love the wildlife. That's actually one thing I love about Detroit is that Detroit does have a little bit of a feral side to it, and I kind of enjoy that.
Hence the Fezzy.
Yeah, the pheasants, the groundhogs,
we just didn't say that we like pheasants. Like literally, when we're out there, remember we got off of that boat. We went on some sort of conference thing about bringing the region together on a boat.
Yeah, I remember.
And we got off the boat, and what did we see? Pheasants. Just there, hanging out with you.
Yeah, it was like a couple of them. Yeah, over on the riverfront walk in the little in the protected swamp area.
Yeah.
Right over there, yeah.
I got video of that still.
Yeah. It was really nice, man. But yeah, pheasants, man, cranes. A lot of people don't know we have tons of crane.
See, I feel like we could do a whole series of comedic things. You've heard of Cranes Detroit Business, the publication. We could have the Cranes version, but it's all business cranes.
Yeah, it's all...
like in suits and very long neckties.
Yeah, it's all just very large birds.
Bad D2, deaf cousins, what up, though? Because that's what they say to each other.
What up, though, cuz? What up, though, cuz?
You know what I love? I was at the hardware store today. I had to get some of those special smoke detector batteries. There's no bell. You know what you got to do to get the guy in the back to pay attention to you, Brooks Lovber?
Hey, what up, though?
Yep. No bell.
Yeah.
And people will be standing there like, I don't know how I get service. The people who go there, they just go, what up, though?
What up,
and
though?
then he comes out from behind. That's what you need.
What you need?
Are you good?
That's how they say. What you need?
What you need?
Yep.
You good?
Yep. What you need?
Or what's good?
What's good? See, this is why I love my city. I don't care what nobody say.
This is also why I love it when the bus announcements are broken and the bus driver embraces it.
Oh, yeah, he's got to be like, 7 Mile, dropping off at 7 Mile.
Yep.
7 Mile and Lasher.
Or they'll make like rhymes with something.
Yep. I remember we had a bus driver. I used to take Schoolcraft bus back home, and the speaker went out, and he was... One day, the bus driver was just like, all right, time for all the rich folks. Time for all the rich folks. Schoolcraft and Falls. Big houses.
Years ago, this person's probably gone because it's like 20 years ago. But I remember we're coming up on Jefferson and Grand Batty Boulevard.
Grand Batty Boulevard. Let's go.
I was like, Grand Batty Boulevard.
Grand Batty Boulevard. Listen, man, it's so much character here. Mr. 1213, what's the update on the future River Ward Market near West Village?
I got that. So they have pushed back a little bit over time, but they're saying the spring. I've been keeping up on their Instagram feed. I am very excited about this because this personally impacts me. The plans look really nice. And if you see what their partner market in Philadelphia, producer Adam, can you look it up on the gram? I'm trying to think of what the partner market is. Riverward Market Philadelphia.
Because that would be one of your neighborhood markets.
I need Riverwords Produce. Here we go. Philadelphia and Detroit. Third wave of grocery retail. Riverwordsproduce.com. If you want to pull up the website for the live stream, folks. I'm very excited because I need this.
That's what I thought, yeah.
The produce near me is broke.
Yeah, it's
the
not
produce near me looks like one of those cars that have been hit 6 times in an accident. The produce looks like it goes across the treatment center, kitty corner, and then comes back and hops back in the damn store. Sad as hell.
He said your fruit got the cooties. He said your produce got the cooties.
And here's the other thing. Okay, maybe you can talk to me about this.
Sure.
I may be just stupid.
Okay.
What is with the plant condoms?
Yeah, I don't.
With the tomato, everything's got to be wrapped.
Yeah, well,
in plastic.
They do that because they try to extend the shelf life. But the thing is, if all these things haven't been treated with like thousands of chemicals, I mean, it's gonna go bad when it go bad.
Well, especially if you've got a low amount of people buying it, because that is the reality. That a lot of that produce is hard to move. Riverwords, people were asking where it's going to be. It's just going to be just east of Indian Village.
Yep.
I want to say on Kercheval, maybe. And Holcomb.
Keep scrolling, producer Adam. Oh, I thought they had the address for the new one.
The Detroit one?
Yeah, but yeah.
There's 2 in, get this, the one in Fishtown in Philadelphia. You know what street it's on? Norris Street.
It's the best street in the whole city.
But I've been watching that construction happen. I've been taking pictures. I've been putting updates in our daily Detroit newsletter because we got to have a fresh option nearby. And I hope that it kind of coalesces around that being a thing. If you look at the pictures of their other locations, they look really, really nice. Like really nice. It's Riverwords Produce on Instagram. It was actually voted best of Philly.
See, I'm into that. I'd much rather have something like that than have Erewhon where you buy like $40 smoothies or some crap.
I'm not
like
buying
that.
a $40. I'm a podcaster, sir.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm not going there.
This is DuckTales.
Yeah, I'm not going to Erewhon and buying a $40 smoothie. You kidding me? I'm just saying, dude. Like, I'm just remember when they were talking about the rumors of Erewhon coming to Metro Detroit, and I just thought
the only place you could go is what? Birmingham or Ann Arbor, right? Not even Grosse Pointe went, because Grosse Pointe's old money, and they're kind of. I say this with love.
No, they ain't spending that money.
No, they're not spending that.
No, they're absolutely not spending that. Birmingham's the only place you could put it, right? And even then, Papa Joe's is already there. So
and you got the Trader, you got all the other options.
And Trader Joe's is up there, and Whole Foods is up there.
Truth be told, Trader Joe's is a very affordable option
compared to Papa Joe's and Whole Foods. Yeah,
very affordable.
Erewhon, like I don't even. You could do it in Birmingham, but I just think a lot of people wouldn't even rock with it.
That's some Ann Arbor stuff.
Yeah. Like Ann Arbor.
Bloomfield Hills?
Nah, Ann Arbor probably could get away with it, but even then, you got too many granolas, and I don't think they would rock with it.
But I am watching the Riverwords produce thing. I want to have the people on the show. I will keep up on this one. But also people love grocery store stories. And I also know that it's probably not going to be the cheapest, and that's okay because I'm paying for convenience. And I also don't want things to be busted.
I feel that. I can't be mad at that.
So what else? Have we missed anything on this one? So I hope, Mr. 1213, I answered your question. I am looking forward to it.
Yeah, other than that, I think we pretty much, Stina was talking about people are astonished that we have so much wildlife. Yeah, it's interesting because it's not like we're the only big city that is in similar areas. Like most cities in the Midwest are kind of like this. It's just the fact that Detroit is so sprawly that there's just so much space between people. So, you know.
At D2, I wish Detroit had subsidized a Trader Joe's instead of Whole Foods. Well, they're both going to get subsidies. So I mean, there's that.
But Trader Joe's wasn't as popping. We got to remember that Whole Foods at this point is almost 15 years old now.
Yep. And a lot of that Whole Foods business started being connected to all the doctors and everything over there at the medical center. So it's actually a different market kind of for what's going on. But I would love to see, the thing is that like Trader Joe's is always in. You know what though? That parking lot could work because that parking lot's a mess for the Whole Foods,
That's the worst parking lot in the whole
which
city.
would make it perfect for a Trader Joe's because
'Cause
Trader Joe's.
every Trader Joe's has a shit parking lot. Excuse me.
It's
but
part
it
of the. It's
does.
part of the thing though.
Like that part, the Trader Joe's parking lot at the one on Woodward is objectively terrible. And I'm not shocked that that lady drove a car through the Ulta that's next to it because I hate that parking lot too.
That Royal Oak Trader Joe's is expanding.
Yeah, I know it's expanding now, but I'm just saying that parking lot still sucks.
It does. It does. Yeah, I would love to see a Trader Joe's. Although being on the east side, but you west side people are out of luck. If you're west of Woodward, you are out of luck with the Trader Joe's hunt.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
It's a long drive.
Actually, when I think about it, if you were to put a Trader Joe's in an area of Detroit that's not down here because the land is going to cost so freaking much, put it in Rosedale.
Interesting.
Even though there is a black-owned grocer right there on Grand River, so I'm not trying to take business from them. I'm just saying if I'm thinking, like, where do I put a Trader Joe's that wouldn't be downtown?
All right. Well, let me.
We could put it on Livernois somewhere.
Yeah. Ooh. Yes. And then you'd be right next to Ferndale.
Not you,
But would you be eating out? What would you be taking away? Because there's so few of. It's so hard, right? Because you go to other cities, there's like a bunch of them right next to each
That's
other.
not. Yeah, that's not Trader Joe's problem. If it's other stores around there, no, you put that Trader Joe's there, you gonna get the kids from UAD, you get University, you get Sherwood, you get Bagley, and then you get people willing to take the travel who live further.
Speaking of Livernois, you know there's a new streetscape program going in over by U of D. They're going to be redoing that streetscape now south of 7 Mile.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw that with the Detroit Greenways.
Are they
Coalition.
taking that stupid island out of the middle?
I hope so.
'Cause
That thing,
island
I
was
call that Kwame's
dumb.
Island
It was
really
Kwame's Island.
Kwame's Island is the
It
middle
was
of Livernois, south of 7 Mile. We should get a little sign. We should in the summertime. We'll get out there, get some lawn chairs, call it Kwame's Island. Get like a little fake palm tree, sit out there and sip on some sweet tea.
The word island has a completely different connotation nowadays.
That's true. We don't do that.
Yeah.
The median, the
Yeah.
atoll.
The atoll, yes.
Because that's really what it is. It's not even a full island because it's not even wide. It's like this weird.
The Kilpatrick Archipelago.
There we go.
Yeah, that's what it is. A series of islands together.
Yes, this Kilpatrick Archipelago.
That's what it is.
on Livernois.
On Livernois.
Because I remember, I think he was the one who wanted that.
No, it was.
Because he always would go over by the barbecue joint.
Yeah, but it was his thing, and the thing is that traffic on Livernois was even less than it is now. So I don't understand.
But you know what? It's like that thing where, like, if a elected official, and I'm not trying to throw him just under the bus, but like if an elected official directly sees it, all of a sudden it changes and something happens.
Yeah.
And so that's what we always have to remember. We've got to drag our elected
They got
officials
to be in the streets.
and our Congress critters out and
Yeah.
make them see stuff.
They got to be in the street.
Trader Joe's, Mr. 1213 says, would fit on Livernois just north of Outer Drive.
Yeah, I agree. Right there, still put it on Avenue of Fashion, but there's a couple spots over there, some lots that you'll still be able to use. Get some foot traffic over there for all the stores and the restaurants and stuff. I think it could work.
Yeah, and the incomes.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, are we done?
I think we're done.
Okay. I'm going to make sure our chat's good. We look pretty good. I really appreciate everybody. Everybody's real active today. Maybe this works a little bit better for people.
I mean, I think catching rush hour is always good.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. You know, I'll just work till 2 a.m. tonight. I'm joking. It's just midnight.
It's just midnight. Oh, that. You know, the thing is, everybody says they want to be a creator until they get the job.
Till they get, boy, I tell people all the time, I was like, there are some days I might not get out of bed till 10:30. Fantastic. There are some days I didn't go to sleep.
It's so true. Former furniture store spot.
Yes.
Yes.
Just take that lot.
Yep.
Because that's a big lot too. I think you could definitely put a Trader Joe's right there.
Speaking of new things, I wanted to mention this. I put it in the member-only Discord. I know you're not the biggest chain guy, but I want to throw it out there. There is a new Culver's in Detroit, just out the 7 Mile at Mac. They took over the old Comerica Bank there. That one that was built in like 49. They had like the cool walls or whatever.
Culver's
it's
is like
it's
my
a Culver's with a vault.
Culver's
It has a
is
bank
my
vault.
least favorite chain. Culver's is elevated like DPS lunch food. That's what
Whoa.
it tastes like to me. I don't like Culver's, man. Sorry, we're not gonna get a Culver's sponsorship. But
I mean, I can like Culver's.
I'm not a fan of Culver's.
I can like it. Luciano, Cheyenne, anyone who eats meat on our team, they could all like Culver's.
I'm not a fan of Culver's.
We just won't let Norris do the reads. We
Yeah,
promise.
there you go. I'm not, because I'll be sitting there and be like, go and get a tasty hamburger, I guess. Culver's, new location, 7 Mile and Mag. Woo.
We should do a series of unenthusiastic ad reads.
Oh, I'm good at those, actually. I could totally do that. But Culver's not my jam, not my favorite. Not my favorite.
Culver's has the best onion rings.
Don't like onion rings.
You don't like onion rings. Engineer Randy doesn't like blueberries.
That's psychotic. Actual psycho things.
We did an ice cream tasting like 3 years ago, and I still get emails about people's surprise that Randy tanked an entire show because of his hate of blueberries.
Yeah, I remember that. The root beer is delicious. I'll give it that.
You know what? I went to the A&W in Berkeley.
Oh, the old one.
It is the old. It needs a paint job.
Bruh, it is.
It's right next to my vet.
It look like some stuff out of Stranger Things. That's how old it is, man.
It's like pale orange now.
Yeah, man. It's all
turned to
faded.
peach.
Yeah, it's all faded. The speakers don't work.
If they did like a refresh, that'd be really great.
It would be cool,
Because
but
I love that root beer.
and the lot is so small. The only thing that can fit there is an A&W or a self-serve car wash. Like, that's it.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. Well, thank you so much for the chat. I really appreciate all of you. Stina Lee, Mr. 1213, Bat D2, everybody. I really appreciate you. Doctero, James Odell, Josh Uniewski, everybody.
Mr. Duckett.
Mr. Duckett. You're a little quiet today, but we appreciate you so much.
Yeah, man. I'm excited. We're gonna be back next week. We're gonna decide what time we go on next week because everybody was very nice today, and there was a lot of y'all around. Maybe we'll think about something.
Yes.
But anyway, Jer, sign us off.
All right. Well, thank you so much for watching. Remember that you are somebody. I'm Jer Stays.
And I'm Norris Howard.
Take care of each other, and we'll talk next week.
Thank you.